Hey, good morning, everybody.
Good morning, One Love family.
Hey, my name's Jordan, and this is Bruce.
Good morning.
And we are here with the Pre-Celebration Connection. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Bruce, what you got there?
Thank you, everyone who is currently or has been serving in our armed forces. Yesterday, technically, but happy Armed Forces Day. Thank you, guys. We at One Love and ourselves personally, and I know Jordan personally is tied to the Armed Forces family.
Yep.
Husband, is he watching? Are we saying good morning?
No way he's awake yet.
Well, good morning, and Armed Forces people, every branch, thank you so much for serving in whatever capacity. Thank you. One Love appreciates you. And if you are coming to church today, we have a section up front for you. It includes some chocolate. That's how we say thank you. So thank you, guys.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Bruce. That's so cool. Yes, but welcome to the Pre-Celebration Connection. Welcome to One Love. We are a non-denominational church. We study the Bible line by line.
Sometimes one at a time.
And sometimes one line at a time. Sometimes it takes us a while. When I first got here, I was kind of like, wow, they've been in this book for a while.
A year?
Yes, and I was like, and you're late to the game, and you have to go back and listen to a year of sermons just to catch up to where everybody else is.
But you did it. You got caught up.
I did. I got caught up. But if you guys have any questions at all, please go check out our website at winlove.org. And any questions that you have, feel free to throw them in the chat right here on our live stream, on YouTube, or on Facebook. No matter where you're watching with us, we can see all of those text feeds. So go ahead and jump in.
We already tuned into some of you saying good morning. So let's say good morning to, of course, Jason is on. I see you already, Jason. Heidi, we've got Cece, Rose. Good morning, guys. Welcome. Getting your coffee going. Cece is, yeah, okay, you are live and typing. Right on. Thank you. Facebook, we're still catching up a bit. Oh, no, they're on. Troy, good morning. Troy gives us a good morning. And Donna, you are on. And Jeffrey Bennett, good morning. Some people are waking up here.
There you go. Way to go, guys. Bonus points for joining us 15 minutes before the 8 a.m. celebration. We know that can be a feat for some people.
Yeah, but you're up.
But you are.
What
You
the coffee's
are.
for.
Are you guys early birds? You probably are. I'm jealous of the early birds. But yeah, so if you guys have any questions or any prayer requests or anything, the hosts in the chat would love to answer any questions that you have or get you prayer if you need it. But good morning to everybody who is joining us. Today's icebreaker question is going to be, who is your favorite Bible character?
Oh, man.
Okay, and there is nothing theological. There is no correct answer.
Who's your favorite?
Literally just like who comes to mind as like one of the most memorable biblical characters, or whose story do you like the most? That's it. Super simple. There needs to be no reasoning.
I'm going to stall a little bit while we say good morning to Obi, Auntie Bridge. Good morning, guys. You guys are getting up. Let me see, but you know what? I have to admit, the first thing that pops into mind, sadly, isn't Jesus, but I guess after seeing...
Mine wasn't Jesus. Okay, here, let's do a blanket. It's not Jesus. Okay. Pick somebody other than Jesus. Okay, there you go. Human. Yeah.
I think from a childhood standpoint, even though I wasn't a believer, but you saw the cartoons,
Yes.
Samson,
yes.
You know, you forget all the part about him getting his eyes gouged out, but you see him just like, and then tearing down buildings, you know, and... Samson comes to mind.
Yes. Okay, that's awesome. So Bruce likes Samson.
Yes.
I admit the first person I thought of was Rahab, just because she has such an interesting story.
The story, okay.
But I know she also has a very sordid past. So I'm like, I'm not even...
Exactly. If you don't want to lean too much on that side.
It's just an interesting... I think she lowered people down a wall in a basket.
Right.
I feel like that's cool. I don't know why. I'm just like, how did this chick get these like full-grown men into a I'm like, she was an engineer.
I didn't think about that.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just her ingenuity.
Okay.
I'm impressed by that. She was like, I can fix this. This is fine.
I can do it.
I got a basket big enough for this. I'm like, I respect a woman who's got a basket big enough
to. Practicality of that story.
I'm impressed.
Okay. Well, we got some answers. Peter Junker, good morning. It's been a while since I've seen you, but Peter already says Peter because the only other person to walk on water.
Oh, okay.
Other than
That's
Jesus.
a good one. That's a good one.
He had a reason, not just a name.
Okay. All right.
Yes. Let me see. Cece, Esther. Can't go too wrong with that one. Let me see. Get some answers in here, guys. We want to know who your favorite Bible characters are. not named Jesus.
Not named
Let's
Jesus.
put it that
Yeah,
way.
no judgment.
Yes.
Just what's a story that you've enjoyed
Yes.
learning about?
Rosie's good morning. She's just saying good morning, so okay.
Yeah, Rose, who's your
I was
favorite
looking
biblical
for an
character?
answer there, Rose. Sorry. All right. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for joining us. We're a few minutes into our pre-celebration connection. And get your icebreaker questions in here. Who's your favorite Bible character not named Jesus? And as you warm up with that, say hello to your hosts on here. They're in the circles on there. But we want to get into some other topics because this is a Bible-believing show.
It is.
Right?
Yes,
Right?
it is.
do you
Exactly.
think?
Well, we should. Okay, we're going to dive in. Okay. I don't know why I chose to talk about this, but today we're talking about forgiveness.
Ouch. Wait, ouch.
I know,
Sorry, little
right? I know.
little kink in that. Hold
Little
on.
kink in that, like, oh, okay, all right. This one, we laugh because it feels so hard to do, I think. But we know we have to do it. And we know exactly why we have to do it biblically, because that is exactly what God did for us. It is the ultimate reason to do things. Like, I love it. Like, God did it. He demonstrated it,
Yes.
and he said, do it.
Yes.
That's it.
So therefore, we have to.
Therefore, we have to. And so feel free to chime in with thoughts about why forgiveness is so hard. I get that that's almost an easy, silly question, but it's like, why is it so hard? Like, why do we cringe when we're like, oh, that's right, we've got to forgive? And so I was immediately reminded, obviously, of one of the most famous forgiveness talks in the Bible that actually, I think, comes from like Matthew chapter 18. Oh shit, I'm blanking on who it was, but I think, was it Peter? No, I don't know. Anyway, one of the disciples goes, God, how many times should I forgive my neighbor?
Oh, okay.
Right? Classic. VeggieTales level stuff,
Oh,
if
yes.
anybody's with me on this one. And he's like, should I forgive them 7 times? He's like, that's a lot of times. Like, that's plenty, right? Like, 7 times.
And then God goes math on them.
It goes all math on him.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And says 70 times 7 or some.
And then you got to sit there and
do the math. And some versions.
okay.
I know, right? 400 infinite. Yeah, anyway. Some versions say it's even just 77 times is what it would have meant in those times. But either way, it's exponentially more than once or even 7 times.
Yes.
And it's just, I think it's so comical that our initial reaction to, no, I'm going to be really generous. Is I'll do it like 7 times. Like, he can slap me in the face 6 times and still the 7th, but like it's...
But after the 7th, it's game on.
That's it. I'm done. I'm punching him back at that point. Yeah, exactly. It's like, why? What about us makes us? I don't know. It's the sin nature. I know it's the sin nature.
That's the root of it, right? And while you guys are processing that, let's say good morning to a few people that are giving us answers. Barbara, good morning. Barbara, I see you on the Facebook side. Troy liked my Samson answer, but he did switch teams over to Stephen. Stephen was a man. There you go. Yes. Let me see. We also have, let me see. I saw a few names, but it's moving. I see a few votes here for Ruth, and I think it is actually Rose who says, Ruth. See, I quoted you there. So we got some Ruth fans between you and Cece. Awesome, good to see you guys. And let me see, Noah of Jen. Noah, yeah, because actually we kind of wouldn't be here without him. So we should kind of remember that guy.
Thanks, Noah.
A little bit,
Yeah.
Thank you, Noah.
That was the other cliched answer that came to mind, but
Oh, really?
I feel like that's a lot of animals. I feel like his story is just stinky, like living in a zoo. That's my imagination.
Yeah, he's pretty much living in a zoo. So he might have had to forgive a few animals. So forgiveness.
Nice transition, Bruce.
It's a transition. So forgiveness. How are you guys dealing with that? We'd love to hear some feedback from you. Maybe a victory story of where you were able to forgive someone, maybe, and that freed something up in your life. Or maybe the other way, where someone asked you to forgive them, and maybe that taught you a lesson. So hey, maybe a short version. Share with us your forgiveness story in short, and we'd love to hear that. Do you have any, without stories, do you have a name that might pop into your head?
For forgiveness
Husband?
stories? Husband. Oh, yeah, that's another. So, okay, I have a funny story that I'm going to
Okay, we'll go with
butcher.
that.
My best friend met on a trip to Europe, an older couple that she was traveling. She met them, okay? And so she ends up traveling with their group. And I think their first language was Spanish. And so they had a bit of an accent. And then this lovely older couple that's been married forever. And so over lunch one day, my friend goes, so just tell me, what have you learned over the years? Like, what is one of the main things about, like, keeping and maintaining a successful marriage? Yes, and she's asking them. And this little old man goes, oh, he shakes his head, and he looks at her and he goes, forgive. Forgive, forgive, forgive.
And so in his broken English.
Oh my gosh. Forgive. And so now I hear that every single time.
When you think about it, that's how you hear it.
Yes, I hear forgive. You must. And then you sigh. Forgive. Forgive, forgive, forgive. And so that's what I think of. Yes, in marriage, that is huge. Forgiveness.
Can I do it with the accent? I don't know. Okay.
Can you? And I'm not mocking them. It was just the cutest thing ever, and it stuck in my head.
It stuck to her too, and she shared it with you.
Yes, we were laughing so hard because it's so true. But they just said the same word 4 times. Like, if you had to sum up marriage advice in one word,
that's what I got for you.
Forgiveness. Yes, over and over and over again.
All right. Well, hey, I got a few more people on here. Good morning, Robbie, who is talking about Samuel or 2 Samuel. So. That's a good person for you. And let me see, who else do we have on here? We have Troy still going. Troy is still on. Troy, your fingers are awake. We'll give you that one. All right. Well, good morning, guys. Thank you for joining us. We are talking about forgiveness right now and how important it is to a marriage, for sure, because we're both married and we have to forgive ourselves and each other and our spouses. A few times a day.
More than 7 times.
Let's start with one. Hon, I'm sorry I left this morning without kissing you goodbye. Do I get points for that one?
Okay, we'll take that.
Is that even forgiveness?
I'm going to ask for forgiveness for making a lot of noise while he was still sleeping this morning. I think I slammed a couple doors. I was like, I'm late! And I was like, that's not your problem. That was my fault. Sorry.
Although biblically, forgiveness might be a little deeper than that. But it has to start somewhere.
But that's why you need 77 plus times. Okay. You need 400 times of forgiveness, right?
Yes. And Troy agrees with me. He says, forgive and serve more. Oh, that's a good point. Like, after the forgiveness, then what? And so you can serve that person and so on. That's a pretty good point, Troy. It's almost like you kind of know what you're talking about. Like, you had to do it a few times. Interesting. Well, good morning. Well, hey guys, we're excited. We've got a couple minutes left. You are on the pre-celebration connection. If you just tuned in, getting ready for church, you're wondering, is this church? No, but we are real people. We are here 15 minutes before each Sunday service. I'm Bruce and
I'm Jordan.
And we're here to say good morning and get you connected with other Christ-like believers in the chat room. So if you do need to be virtual, we understand, but we want you to know you are not alone. You're not walking the walk alone. And we're going to get people connected with you. And at the end of service, remember, there is a tie-in. There's a Zoom meeting just for you guys where you're going to have live moderators, live hosts that are going to connect with you face to face. Church is not done just because we say amen. Your walk is just beginning.
Amen.
And we've got a couple of minutes. What are we about, though, since we're talking about One Love?
We are talking about One Love. We're a non-denominational church. We study the Bible line by line. So you have like 2 minutes. Go grab yours.
Go get your Bible ready.
Go run. Go get it. We won't be offended if you run away from us to go get a Bible. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask them right here in the chat. If you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, if you're on our live stream, our hosts would love to chat with you, get you the information you need. They can even hook you up with prayer right here in the chat. So just go ahead and ask, and we would love to serve you in that way. So I'm going to wrap up my forgiveness thought here real quick.
And by the way, Rose spelled it out for you. So she spelled out forgive. So she tried spelling it for you. With a P.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rose. All right.
But I would love to know if there was a specific verse in your mind or a teaching, kind of like Troy said, forgive and serve more, that has helped you learn to forgive, or something that comes to mind when you are having trouble forgiving. I know that mine is, I think, Ephesians 4:32. That's be kind one unto another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, just as God, for Christ's sake, has forgiven you. I'm like, that
Pretty
is
good
just,
quote.
that's a good one right there. Like being tender-hearted because Christ first loved.
It kind of goes to the basis of it's not just an action, but it comes from somewhere else.
Exactly.
It's not just I'm sorry, but no, where is that forgiveness coming from? And it's a tender heart versus a hard heart, which I'd never deal with, you know.
All right, Bruce, calm down.
Now ask for forgiveness
Calm down.
again right there on that one.
Yes,
All right.
exactly. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us for the pre-celebration connection. Next week we have a special treat for you, so make sure that you tune in. That's
next week.
It is. So make sure you're with us next week, 15 minutes before each of the Sunday celebrations.
Yes, we'll be here. So thank you everyone for signing in. Sam and Peter, we'll see you guys on there still. And Auntie Bridge, Jen, Jason, thank you guys. Aloha.
Aloha, guys.